Well, Eric Cantona broke a few of these hearts with his appearance at Newcastle United St James's Park ground, and he did so again at Queen's Park Rangers with the Manchester United equaliser at Loftus Road on Saturday. A draw, not really a bad result for Newcastle, but they have to display their proclaimed self-belief here tonight. Well, despite that defeat by Manchester United, Kevin Keegan keeps faith with the same team. There was a question mark about whether Darren Peacock, after a full 2 weeks training, might be recalled, but his place on the bench leaves Howie and Albert as the man to displace. Keith Gillespie can't get into the starting 11, while there's no place at all in the 14 on duty for Lee Clark.
Well, it's a flat back four, and expect Warren Barton and John Beresford to get plenty of the ball tonight. I believe that West Ham are going to play with three at the back, only two up front in Dumitrescu and Dowie, and therefore I think that Barton and Beresford will get forward and cause plenty of problems to West Ham. In the middle of the park, Beardsley will try and occupy the right-hand position, but expect Batty and Lee at times to also play in that area. Up front, Asprilla and Fernand will always cause threats to the opposition.
West Ham have become accustomed to seeing Ludek Mikloško's name heading the team sheet, but he finished the last match against Middlesbrough with a thigh injury that hasn't cleared up in the 9 days since. So Les Sealey finally fulfills a dream and plays in goal for his boyhood heroes at the age of 38. And with Peter Shilton on the bench, West Ham's goalkeepers have a combined age of 84 between them. The only other change for the Hammers is Ili Dumitrescu's first start. Tony Cottee has a calf injury.
Well, as I mentioned, West Ham are changing tactics tonight, playing with the three at the back, Reaper, Bilic and Dix. And in goal, of course, you mentioned Sealey. And I think that any team that comes to St James's Park and expect to get a result, it's so important that the goalkeeper plays well. A lot's expected of Sealey tonight. Two wing-backs, Potts and Rowlands, with three in the centre of midfield. Hughes, who will get wide when necessary. The two central midfield players, Bishop and Williamson. Up front, Dowie will play by himself, with Dumitrescu just filling in behind. Similar sort of roles, what we saw Danny doing in the successful win away from home at White Hart Lane against Spurs.
I wonder how the new boy in goal will feel. Maybe a little bit of tension around the terraces here, although Queen's Park Rangers did do Newcastle a massive favour with the result that they achieved against Manchester United. The United of Manchester on top for the first time since September, and that was a very brief stay because Newcastle, with a Sunday game against Chelsea, immediately returned to the summit. Went on to open up a bigger gap which has been carefully whittled away. But going into this game, Newcastle have 2 games in hand over their rivals, though they're only too well aware that it was West Ham themselves who started the bad run that Newcastle are currently enduring. 3 without a win, and it all started with that 2-0 midweek defeat at West Ham. The goals that night from Danny Williamson and Tony Cottee, who won't be in the West Ham team this evening because of that calf strain. What about Les Sealey, Trevor? I don't think he'll be too affected by the big occasion, will he, as a cup-winning goalkeeper?
No, if you're going to lose your regular keeper in McCloskey, it's not so bad when you've got an experienced keeper to come in. I mean, earlier in the season, when they lost McCloskey for the one game after he was sent off against Everton, they played the young boy Finn at Main Road. And I think tonight, it would have been very, very difficult to play a youngster in this sort of atmosphere here. But I think Sealey will cope with it. But I also think, Rob, he's got to play very well. As we saw 2 weeks ago, without Schmeichel in the Man United goal, they wouldn't have got the victory, Manchester United. He was quite rightly voted man of the match, and I think tonight Sealey will have to give a man of the match performance in order for West Ham to get at least a draw.
Well, they don't come much more experienced than Peter Beardsley. He's been there before, League Championship winner with Liverpool, and he's leading out a Newcastle United side desperate to prove their worth in this championship race. Through that narrow tunnel here at St James's Park that leads up 6 steps and onto the pitch, West Ham will be led out by their captain Steve Potts. He scored an own goal in the cauldron-like atmosphere of St James's Park in West Ham's 3-1 defeat here last season. A similar result wouldn't go amiss for Newcastle tonight. Always an intimidating atmosphere at this great theatre. Newcastle United with a lot to prove. Have they been sufficiently wounded by their recent run of results to come back out and get back on the winning trail tonight? We'll find out after the break.
And has been the case all over the country this weekend. Before we start, there'll be a minute's silence for the victims of the Dunblane massacre. Make us all think, didn't it? Back to St James's Park, let's rejoin our match commentators tonight, Trevor Francis and Rob Hawthorne.
And tonight's match referee is Stephen Lodge, and with all the controversy over the extra stoppage time that was added to Manchester United's draw at Queen's Park Rangers at the weekend, Stephen Lodge was the man whose stoppage time allowed Newcastle that cup equaliser at Chelsea earlier in the season. He was also in charge for the replay here when Newcastle were knocked out on penalties. Maybe a big match, but this man, Les Sealey, is used to big matches, called into the 1990 FA Cup final to represent Manchester United, helped them to that victory over Crystal Palace, and tonight finally makes his debut for West Ham tonight. Debut as a goalkeeper, I should say. He did come on as a substitute to play outfield when West Ham found themselves short of players in a match at Arsenal earlier in the season. It's Newcastle United who need a draw at least to take themselves back to the top of the table, who'll get the match underway, kicking to the left. A lot rests on the shoulders of Les Ferdinand and Faustino Asprilla. They persevered against Manchester United but couldn't get the breakthrough. And tonight in West Ham, Newcastle playing one of the teams to have inflicted upon them one of the 5 defeats they've suffered this season. It was only 26 days ago that Newcastle went down 2-0 at Upton Park. So they know all about the dangers provided by this West Ham team. Possibility of an early break on here as Batty tries to make strides and feeds Les Ferdinand. The marking will be tight on Ferdinand, and Roland and Dix were making sure between them that he didn't make too much progress. Barton trying to whip an awkward cross in. And the first action that Les Sealey's seen, the ball from Barton flies over the top of his bar.
Well, West Ham are playing exactly as we anticipated, with a 3 at the back. Dix, Reaper and Bilic. We speculated, Rob, whether they would actually go man-to-man, but looking as they've lined up and the way Ferdinand got possession in the deep area, I think the 3 of them are going to play zonal.
Headed by Batty, but he was leaning all over Danny Williamson. Free kick will be taken by Slaven Bilic, who had a real tussle with Ferdinand in that match last month. Slaven Bilic, the Croatian who's sporting quite a shiner there that he picked up on international duty, got elbowed in the face by a Korean player. Up again bravely with Ferdinand. Clearance by Potts. This is Batty. Ginola releasing Beresford. And the ball turned behind by Bilic, with Ferdinand and Asprilla both reining in behind.
Well, you can expect Beresford to get forward a lot tonight. Anticipate him, and Bart on the other side getting plenty of the ball.
This is Ginola with a cross. That's Albert, trying the spectacular.
Typical Ginola cross. Spectacular effort here from Albert. It'd have been probably better just heading the ball, but he's going for glory.
It would have been an effort to be proud of had it come off. Good early pressure from Newcastle. Batty looking for Asprilla, and then Ferdinand coming in to dispossess Williamson. And he's shaken himself away from Bishop too. This is Beardsley. Ginola looking for the ball into Ferdinand. There were a lot of West Ham players there. Batty. Here's Ginola. Try from Robley.
Good little ball in from Ginola. Robert Lee gets in front. Just can't quite direct his header on target. But already, Rob, the signs are there that the two fullbacks for Newcastle are going to cause plenty of problems. That's the only problem with playing the system that West Ham are playing tonight. From a defensive point of view, it's a problem because they've only got the two forwards up there in Dumitrescu and Dowie, and it's impossible for them to keep the back four in.
Dowie and Dumitrescu haven't seen much of the ball yet in the opening 5 minutes. Bishop trying to help it on to Dowie. And here's Beresford. He has left it, but goes there for the return. Lee's cross beyond Ferdinand. This is Beardsley. Ferdinand reaching up. Really had to reach for that one and couldn't direct the header.
Well, once again, the attack has started from the Beresford area. Already this evening, he's got forward 3 or 4 times. Beardsley takes up a good position, plays a good ball into Ferdinand. Well, they've certainly come out the traps very, very lively tonight, Newcastle. Just as they did 2 weeks ago against Manchester United. The warning signs are definitely there for West Ham.
They're showing plenty of belief and confidence in the opening exchanges, Newcastle. No signs that they're downcast after their impeccable home record was finally thwarted by Manchester United. What a great ball that was from Ginola to Barton. And he's whipped it across, it's over Asprilla's head. The clearance by Potts finds Bishop. Beresford charging in. And here's Asprilla. Beresford. Ginola teasing Potts. Ferdinand. Looking back to get there at Julian Dix. He's brought Dix down.
Just a word what I was saying about the defending, Rob, as we see this tackle here from Ferdinand. It's a late challenge on Dix. I mentioned that they've only got the 2 up front, Dumitrescu and Dowie. The most successful sides who play with 3 at the back are Liverpool and Aston Villa, and they tend to defend with the 3 players. Liverpool have got Collymore, Fowler and McManaman, whereas Villa have got Milosevic, York and Tommy Johnson. It's very, very difficult for West Ham with just the two players up front.
They really haven't been in the game yet. Newcastle haven't given them the opportunity, doing all the attacking. Ginola again. Clearance by Dix. This is Barton. Beardsley into Batty. This is Albert. He can hit them. Appeals for handball. Referee Lodge was well placed to see it if an offence was committed. Albert may have been furious, but the referee disagreed. Cross from Aspria. Roland. And the challenge from Beardsley.
Well, it was a big shout, wasn't it, for handball? Albert tries to thread it through. Well, quite clearly that is a handball. Bilic handles it.
Slaven Bilic, the offender. But the event goes unpunished. Here's Howitt. Batty lets it go. This is Aspria. West Ham have rarely been afforded an opportunity to get outside their own half. Howie. Beresford. And given away by Howie. It could be under pressure, but nothing ahead of Ian Bishop. And Lee came back well. Ferdinand's touch. And the ball at last inside the Newcastle half as Cernicek for the first time sees the ball.
Well, I remember 2 weeks ago thinking to myself, after 10 minutes, Cernicek hasn't touched the ball. That's his first touch after 9 minutes tonight. It's just one-way traffic. I do feel that by playing this system, you know, West Ham have really handed initiative to Newcastle.
Ball played through here, chance for Ferdinand, and Seeley has saved it, and Roland turns it away. Seeley showing no signs of rustiness the first time he's been called into direct action. Ferdinand denied. Ball was played through by Aspria to Ferdinand and looked a certainty to be the opening goal. Long from Albert towards Warren Barton. And it's gone out for the throw-in. So Les Seeley, whose last league action as a goalkeeper was with Blackpool, coming into the fray and doing well here.
Well, the start that Newcastle make is identical to what they made against Man United. Early dominance, misses by Ferdinand against Man United. Already another chance there to Les. Just clips it with his right foot. Not enough on it, allows City to make the save.
Ferdinand denied by the current Manchester United goalkeeper a fortnight ago and by a former Manchester United goalkeeper here tonight. Well, Seeley will certainly give his defenders earache at the end of the evening, if nothing else. Ball just beyond Roland's reach. West Ham have had an excellent run of late. They've lost just one of their last 8 matches, which has lifted them up to 11th in the table. And far from the early season talk about relegation, they themselves are looking upwards now towards a place in Europe. They've been backpedaling in this furious opening in the space here for Asprilla. He's spotted the run of Beresford but couldn't get it through to him. Just waited too long, and Bishop, having emerged, is fouled by Les Ferdinand.
Yes, I've never seen Harry Redknapp so relaxed this afternoon. I couldn't imagine the start of the season, when the campaign started in August, he'd be coming here with, what, 8 matches to go this season, and the team on 42 points. It's a fantastic achievement by him.
Long one from Dix. Dowie at last getting into the game. This is Ian Bishop. Clearance by Batty. Batty powering forward on the run. Possibility of an opening here for Asprilla. It takes a deflection and it's a corner. Village in the way, looped up off him.
Great ball, wasn't it, to Beardsley? He does well, gets it to Asprilla, but a great block tackle there from Village. Just lifts his leg out just at the right moment.
Defending against the corner now. They almost came through to Ferdinand, blocked again, this time by Reaper. This is Ginola, trying to curl one! Yet again, Seeley pressed into action, and yet again he meets the challenge.
It was a great effort from Ginola, but Seeley saw it coming all the way. He knew exactly where it was going. In the end, acrobatic, but a comfortable save. Lovely curl on it, but he was always going to get there, Seeley.
Meanwhile, Dimitrescu at the other end. This is Roland. Whipping it in, but always going into Cernicek's path. Respite only temporary for West Ham. Ferdinand. Peter Beardsley for Newcastle. Asprilla. Challenged by Dix. Julian Dix knows fully what to expect from Faustino Asprilla. He made his first start for Newcastle, played his first full game for them in that match at Upton Park, and had a couple of close calls with Julian Dix. One penalty appeal turned down for a challenge by the West Ham defender in that match. Ferdinand. Beardsley. Asprilla. This is Ginola. Header away by Dix. Asprilla coming in again. Once more Dix forced to reach up and get it clear. Roland now finds Hughes. 3 West Ham players all to his right up in support. And turned behind by Howie as Williamson had made the run.
It's an excellent run from Williamson. That's what he's good at, breaking from the centre of midfield into forward positions. I've said on many occasions he's one of the finds of the season. He's got a great future ahead of him.
Dimitrescu with the call. Lee's clearance to Bishop. Dimitrescu.
It's a rather wasted corner that, because West Ham has sent all the big guns forward. Reaper and Bilic. Dowie was there, Dix had gone up, but it didn't get past the first man.
Game like this, with the sort of pressure Newcastle have had, when you've got your chances, you have to take them. And Dimitrescu's corner was a miserable disappointment for the visiting team.
Yes, and 1 or 2 boos from the Newcastle supporters. They're disappointed because he didn't win the book for that challenge.
Asprilla looking for Ferdinand. Village, who cleared that, really has settled in so quickly in the West Ham back line. Work to do here as Beardsley finds Ginola. Another magnificent try from the Frenchman, whistling over the bar.
Yeah, the ball was badly given away by Bishop in the centre of midfield. Great chest control from Ginola. Hits it first time. No problem for Seeley. Well, I remember 2 weeks ago, Rob, saying to you, it's only a matter of time, isn't it, before Newcastle score? That's the way I feel at the moment. Just wave after wave of attacks.
Of course, they didn't score in that match. Manchester United got the only and deciding goal. And that will be a little worry to Newcastle. We came into this match wondering whether they wouldn't be a little more cautious, a lot less cavalier. But it's gung-ho stuff at the moment. Free kick given away by Williamson in a dangerous area.
Well, will we see a Philippe Albert special? We saw one against United when he cracked it against the crossbar. I think he'll fancy his chances from this sort of distance.
Albert has come forward, is in close attendance. Asprilla seems to be organising things as Seeley waits anxiously. Ferdinand and Ginola are also lined up as well. Asprilla in the forefront. It strikes the ball, and Howie prepared to let it go for the corner.
Well, the War did their job. One person in particular, I'm not sure exactly who it was, possibly Bishop, but it was well struck.
Beardsley's corner, and Ferdinand is coming in, and Seeley turns it away. The third important save that Les Seeley's been forced to make in 19 minutes.
It's interesting where he heads this from. The sort of area that Teddy Sheringham's had so much success for Spurs over the years. Just on the edge of the 6-yard box. Great header.
Ferdinand again. Here's Batty. And Beardsley's found Lee in space. Saved by the keeper's legs this time. He really is having a busy return, isn't he?
Well, I did say if you expect to get a result here, the away keeper has to be the man of the match. And at the moment, certainly Les Seeley's the man of the match for West Ham.
Reaper's injured, and that affords West Ham a little breathing space.
Yes, a little bit of experience coming in here. Realises what pressure the team are under. Just trying to relieve the pressure, but just a word about them 2 corners that were taken by Newcastle. I just wonder if they've been copying what Spurs have been doing, because they've had so much success from that corner with Teddy Sheringham. And that's what Beardsley's done from the first 2 corners.
Well, Reaper's been ordered off to receive treatment if he's that badly injured, and play continues. Reaper is now back on, which somewhat adds fuel to the fire of the Newcastle fans who felt that the injury had been somewhat exaggerated. Now Julian Dix isn't exactly hurrying to take the throw-in. Well, doesn't that just show how dominant Newcastle have been, and make it all the more amazing that we haven't had a goal yet? Asprilla's lay-off chance for Albert! 1-0, and the breakthrough has finally been made!
Well, it had to come, didn't it? But it hasn't come from one of the 2 forwards, Fernando Asprilla. It's come from Albert, follows his ball, Fernand does well, Asprilla's involved. It's an absolutely brilliant finish. You know, this man finishes as well as anybody in the team. When he's in that position, you always fancy him to tuck it away. Just watches the keeper advancing, tucks it down the side of him. Great finish.
The longer it went on without Newcastle scoring, the more you wondered if we might have a repeat scenario of the Manchester United match. But Philippe Albert has scored an important goal, just as important as the 2 he got in the recent game against Manchester City, which brought about Newcastle's only point in their recent horrendous run. Albert the scorer, and Newcastle in the driving seat. Asprilla, Lee, Turned away by Bilic, who hasn't yet been in a losing West Ham United team. But West Ham have finally capitulated under the pressure. Seeley, who'd had a busy opening, at last beaten, having made earlier 3 saves from Ferdinand and 1 from Rob Lee. And Dumitrescu's offside.
Well, Kevin King has had to make 1 or 2 tough decisions, and I'm sure one of them was leaving out Peacock. I wondered tonight whether he would come back, but one of the reasons why Albert plays regularly, I think, is because of the fact that he can score a goal. Whenever he plays, he looks like he's going to score. He got 2 at Main Road. He's already scored half dozen this season. A very, very important player to the side.
Barton's cross, and Bishop away to Dix. Ball has come off Howie. Bilic. Undue pressure applied by Asprilla, and a free kick given. Well, Kevin Keegan, the Newcastle manager, gave his players a day off from all the pressure yesterday, and they seem to have taken out their pent-up frustration from a fortnight's inactivity on West Ham. With all due respect to the 30-somethings in football, many professionals would be considering retirement at the age of 38, but this has been no retirement celebration for Les Seeley. He's had a very active opening quarter to the game. Little he could do about the goal. Did plenty to shut out Newcastle just before it. Bishop. Here's Bilic. Nice measured ball from Reaper to Roland. Looking for Dowie and finding him. One of these dangerous runs made by Williamson.
Well, it's the first time West Ham have had any sort of possession of the ball. Once again found Dowie in a forward position. He makes himself always available. Good little layoff to Williamson.
Here's Lee. Batty to Beardsley. Albert unloads another. No real concern for Seeley with that one.
But the way he stepped into that midfield area there was a good example, I think, to most defenders. Just stepped forward a couple of yards, saw that Dowie wasn't alive to the situation, put himself in a position where he could receive possession of the ball.
Ginola. Ferdinand had made the run across the box. And Ginola tried to lay it off to Beresford behind him. This is Dumitrescu. Asprilla. Bilic tried to emerge with the ball then, but brought to ground by David Batty. Hughes. to his left, he's looking towards Dowie, or Potts is in there.
Well, that's the first time Potts has got forward. He's supposed to be a wing-back, but he's been marking Ginola for the first 27 minutes of this game. Roland's got forward once or twice on the other side. But he just loses Ginola here, gets in front of him. Certainly directed correctly, but no power behind the header.
Here's Aspria. Turned away by Dix for the throw-in. Beardsley. We'll get another chance. Ferdinand! Reaper had tracked his movement and good enough to put him off.
Well, Les gets a yard here on Reaper. Just gets in front of him. Great run, but not such a good header. It's a lovely ball in from Beardsley. Driven ball, very difficult to deal with for a defender.
Come off Lee for the throw-in. Ferdinand has been stuck on 25 goals for quite a while now. Player you know well, Trevor, from your days at Queen's Park Rangers.
Yes, but he's certainly looking lively tonight. He's involved in everything, Rob. What he's also brought into his game is when he loses possession, he's working so much harder now to try and regain possession.
Lovely turn by Aspria. Lee looked to return the ball to him. Now his header lands for Bishop. Ginola. So calm and composed at the back, Newcastle. They're enjoying the security of the lead afforded to them by Philippe Albert. And the onus is very much on West Ham to wrestle the initiative back. Ginola. Aspria was clearly offside. But again tonight we've seen some touches from him which show why Kevin Keegan was so keen to import him.
Yes, he does very well in tight situations. He keeps possession of the ball well. Great at turning. It's at times though that when he gets plenty of time on the ball that he gives it away carelessly. It's better when he doesn't have time.
Ferdinand. And Dix hitting the ball against Beardsley, steering himself out of trouble. Ferdinand really looks hungry tonight.
So often, you know, sides that play with three at the back, it allows them to play with the extra players in midfield, and they normally dominate midfield with the five in there. But this hasn't happened tonight. This has been strictly five at the back. The two wing-backs have had to defend nearly all evening.
Potts having to defend again against Ginola and being turned full circle by him. And Stephen Lodge reaches for the yellow card for that challenge by Potts.
Well, there's no doubt about that. Clever play by Ginola. Potts just grabs hold of him. Now he's got to be careful, hasn't he? Because he's going to be up against him all evening. Already been booked. He's looking very elusive tonight, Ginola.
And he goes in again, and he's already going to be booked again, and the red card will follow the second yellow. has gone less than a minute after a card for a challenge on Ginola. He goes in hard on the same player, Harry Redknapp, utterly despondent because West Ham, as if their task isn't difficult enough already, are down to 10 men.
Well, I think he's desperately unlucky, Potts. Quite clearly there, he gets the ball, he plays the ball and he wins possession of the ball.
Well, a rethink here for Harry Redknapp.
Oh, there's no complaints about the initial booking. But I think the referee there, Mr. Lodge, is totally wrong to send him off. That wasn't a foul. It was a clean tackle. He got the ball.
The free kick, a bit of a waste for Newcastle, but that incident occurred right in front of the referee, just after literally you'd said that Potts would have to be careful, but is it the judgment that's in question? Well, what the West Ham do here, Newcastle have been buzzing in the opening half an hour. They've scored one goal through Philippe Albert. Roland has seemingly been assigned now to watch Ginola.
When you've been booked after half an hour, you're playing against Ginola with an hour to go, you're going to risk, I think, the possibility of getting an early bath. But I never thought we'd be talking about a sending off just 10 seconds later.
Bishop. Of course, he does have the option of Tim Breaker on the bench, a natural right-sided defender. If he thinks that Ginola needs someone more experienced than Roland to watch him. Roland is sticking to Ginola, shadowing his every move at present. Ginola is not to be denied, but Asprilla is, because he's controlled it with his hand.
Well, Asprilla doesn't agree with the referee. He believes that he controlled that with his chest. I don't think it'll be too long before Tim Breaker is on the field. He played in the last game at Upton Park against Middlesbrough. He is a recognised right back.
He's had a long spell out with a groin injury. I suppose that might be the only question mark about how much of the game he gets, but renowned for his pace, Tim Breaker. And whoever has to watch Ginola is in for a torrid time. And they're through again. It's Howie this time for Newcastle. And he pokes it across and Dix turns it away before Asprilla can get there. Newcastle keen to exploit their extra man advantage. Howie thrown forward and almost producing the second goal. The pressure for West Ham is unrelenting. Ginola. Here's Lee. Beardsley now with space to go into. Dix with a clearance. Newcastle clearly sense that they have the upper hand and want to double their advantage while that's very much the case. West Ham inevitably disturbed by that sending off for that dubious second bookable offence. Less than half a minute between the two challenges that led to Potts' dismissal.
Well, when you saw Howie coming forward, you thought that perhaps it was going to be two. I think if this fellow in possession of the ball there was presented with a similar opportunity, it would have been 2-0. We saw the difference between finishing there. Albert so clinical, Howie needed to just lift the ball over the advancing keeper Seeley, but he tried to play it along the ground.
Ginola. Had to tease his way through. It's come off Keith Roland, and it's a corner. Really is difficult to see a way out of this for West Ham now. Massively ahead on corners as Asprilla takes the latest. Touch on towards Ferdinand. Clearance in the end by Dowie. Beardsley. Looked another chance for Howie, but again it was his control that let him down.
And once again, I think if that had been Albert, it may have been 2-0. What was lacking there was the first touch. He needed to control it to set himself up for the second touch, which would have been a shot at goal. But his touch put the ball behind him.
The build-up again by Newcastle. Asprilla strongly holding players off. And it's deflected by Reaper for the corner.
Great dribbling skills from Asprilla. But it's a good tackle from Reaper. Smells the danger. In he comes, times it well.
Well, by Dumitrescu this time on Ginola. Ginola takes it, headed away by Reaper. Beardsley! Right across the face.
Well, I think Peter Beardsley would have expected to score. It's a good header from Reaper, gets fair distance on it. Chest control. Asprilla offside, but I don't think he's interfering with play. Sure, if that had gone in, the referee would have awarded the goal.
Well, we wondered just how Newcastle would react to their first home defeat of the season from their last game. There was an air of gloom around St James's Park and around Tyneside in general after Eric Cantona's goal had ended that magnificent run of 13 home league wins. But at present they're coming up with all the right answers here.
Just can't see any way back for West Ham, despite the fact that it's 1-0. So often we see sides with 10 men start to play better, but it's so difficult against Newcastle because what they have is 11 players on the field who can all pass the ball well, and they'll make that extra man really count. You feel at this moment that it's just a damage limitation exercise for West Ham.
Without their regular goalkeeper, although Les Sealy has done nothing wrong as yet. Without their top scorer, Tony Cottee, who's out injured. And now down to 10 men with Steve Potts sent off. Really is West Ham's worst nightmare. Well won by Lee. This is Ginola. Dumitrescu and Roland both chasing back, and he's clear of both. Header behind by Bilic for the corner.
Once again, a great run from Ginola. He rode the tackle of Dumitrescu, and it was a good job he did, because if he had gone down, I'm sure Dumitrescu would have gone in the book.
Graceful run, almost balletic in style. The corner taken towards Ferdinand. Coming up on Sky Sports this week, we've got FA Cup football for you, that quarter-final replay between Liverpool and Leeds at Anfield, and you can join us on Sky Sports for our FA Cup special on Wednesday from 7 o'clock. Newcastle United at the moment, poised to go 3 points clear at the head of the Carling Premiership. Still plenty of work to do as Beresford tries his luck. He hit that viciously.
Well, I said he'd come forward tonight, but with West Ham down to 10 men, he'll be coming more than ever. Great shot this. Sealy, well, he's delighted to see that going wide, because he's well beaten there.
showed great strength, made a lot of ground, and Seeley relieved to hang on.
Well, the great thing about this fella is he's two-footed, Rob. We saw that free kick 2 weeks ago when he cracked it with his left foot. This time, he wants to get onto his right foot. He scored the goal with his right foot and almost gets a second there.
Well, Albert has scored the only goal of the match so far. And if you were in any doubt about Newcastle United's domination of this match, just look at that. They really have been awesome.
I don't think I've seen a more one-sided game than this.
And yet it's still only 1-0, that's the remarkable thing.
But that's thanks to Les Seeley.
Ginola. And Ginola tries it! Again, Seeley resists. Beardsley plays it back in. And now Beresford has overrun it. But West Ham had to be grateful to the deputy goalkeeper yet again to keep out Ginola.
Well, he's threatened all evening, Ginola. So difficult to play against him because you don't know whether he's going to go his outside or come inside onto his right foot and strike balls like this. It's moving in the air. Seeley gets his body behind it well. Can't possibly hold it. But he prevents it from going in the back of his net.
Overshadowed by his French compatriot Eric Cantona in the last match at St James's Park, but Ginola tonight keen to prove that whatever Cantona can do, he can do better. And his form has already led to the early bath for Steve Potts. West Ham, I should imagine, will be so relieved to hear that half-time whistle. Nothing going for them at all. Ginola. Measured ball to Barton. There's Batty. Roland got in front of Asprilla, but this is Beresford. And whenever and however West Ham clear, the ball just keeps coming back at them. Dimitrescu can't hold it for long, and this is David Ginola again. Asprilla shrugs off Dimitrescu. Tries to slip it into Barton, but Hughes has that covered.
A bit careless at times, Asprilla. Terrific dribbling ability, but his final pass just lets him down.
Beardsley. Batty's cross, Ferdinand was up. Albert again was in the danger area, but it didn't reach him. Knocked away by Dowie, who's having to support the defence. Ginola. And still they haven't cleared it. Beardsley. Crossed by Batty. Albert up again. Seeley seemed to be standing behind his line, but reached forward.
I tell you, Albert gets himself into some great positions. He gets into the sort of positions that a centre-forward take. He always finds himself so much space in the penalty box. If ever Les Ferdinand gets injured, they should put him up the centre-forward.
Well, Albert feeling he's done enough attacking for the moment, he's just staying back, but Newcastle press on. Ginola's cross, cleared by Dix. Here's Howie. And Reaper's clearance goes straight to Lee. Asprilla. Lovely ball towards Ferdinand. Intelligent flick from Asprilla, and Ferdinand just could not control it.
Marvellous skill from Asprilla. Unfortunately, the touch of Les Ferdinand let him down. Look at that, absolutely magnificent. I think if his confidence was higher, he'd have volleyed that ball.
Newcastle's confidence could not be higher. Philippe Albert's goal sends them in at half-time, 1-0 ahead. A result that doesn't do any justice to their performance. Les Sealey is the man who's prevented the margin from being even wider. Stephen Lodge, the referee, also involved in the action through sending off Steve Parts. Newcastle 1, West Ham 0. The atmosphere was always going to be highly charged here tonight, but the majority like what they've seen. Les Sealey, the main reason why the Philippe Albert goal is the only separating factor between Newcastle and West Ham. It's been a lively return to first-team action for him. And how can West Ham turn this around? Down to 10 men and facing the team with a massive incentive of opening up a 3-point gap at the head of the Carling Premiership table. Here's Dimitrescu, of whom West Ham will hope to see a lot more in the second half. Ball is played through to Asprilla. Bilic made his challenge at just the right moment to find his goalkeeper. Beardsley.
Well, West Ham haven't changed anything. I wondered if Dimitrescu would be taken off. He struggled in the first half. It isn't his type of game. With West Ham down to 10 men, he's had little of the ball. I just wondered if they bring on Breaker and allow Roland then to go back to his normal position on the left-hand side. But at the moment, Harry's kept it as it was.
Asprilla picking up that ball from Beardsley. And Asprilla has just taken it a little too far. West Ham need most is a goal, and Tim Breaker, who Trevor mentioned there, is a man who scored his last goal against Newcastle a couple of years ago.
I think at the moment, Rob, they've settled for an attempted goal. The only shot they've had was from the man who's in the bath.
This is Ginola. And it could have been an awkward one for Sealey because it went through a couple of bodies and may even have taken a deflection on the way.
Well, as soon as he comes on his right foot, you know he's going to let go. Sealey covers it all the way, gets his body behind it.
Here's Roland. And he's looking for the forward running of Dimitrescu. Martin's clearance, having to be rescued by Lee. Now he's in the box if they can find him. Albert's the man standing up to the cross. And Lee has left the ball behind. He's trying to play Dowie in. And Dimitrescu. Well, he was fended off by Philippe Albert.
I think you'll find that was a very, very important tackle here from Albert. Dowie does well, placed it in early, but just look at Albert, the tackle there. I think it wasn't that tackle, Dimitrescu may have scored.
He's going to take the corner. Dowie's header, on at the far post for him. Newcastle prompting another way forward, and they're onside. It's Les Ferdinand, and it's saved again by Sealey. Ferdinand denied by Sealey at point-blank range. Ginola sprang the offside trap with the ball to Ferdinand. The last line of defence seemed to have been beaten, but Sealey stood between Ferdinand and a second goal for Newcastle. Hughes' cross, and Howie's header away. Trying to work it in towards Dowie. Beresford calmly back to Cernicek. Les Seeley's not going to get much of a breather, it would seem. Strong defending by Bilic. Foul on Asprilla.
Well, I'm really pleased with the attitude that West Ham have adopted. They've already done more in this opening 5 minutes than they did the whole of the first 45.
Albert, the danger man, is coming forward again. Here's Bishop. This is Williamson's run, but he's gone alone. Cernicek well out of his goal. Knew exactly what he was doing, as did Les Seeley with that fine save from Ferdinand.
Yeah, it's a fine save, but Les Ferdinand should have given them the chance. Good control, maybe just slotting it down to Seeley's left-hand side. He blasts it and really allows Seeley to make the save. It's not going for Ferdinand, is it? He's missed a lot of chances in this game, as he did 2 weeks ago.
Ferdinand, the man always earmarked as the danger man by opposing teams, but still unable to add to the 25 goals he's already scored for Newcastle this season.
Well, I mentioned that West Ham have adopted a good attitude for the second half, and I think Newcastle will be pleased with that, because they're finding a lot more space now, especially in forward areas.
Lovely layoff from Asprilla. This is Batty, and straight into Dix. Exhibition stuff now from Asprilla. This is Beardsley. Beyond Ferdinand that time. And the clearance by Rowland towards Hughes. Ginola. Demonstrating the quality of his footwork to Hughes and to Rowland, and he's passed them both. Controlled header away by Reaper.
It's worth noting, you know, that every time that Newcastle cross a ball, the number of players they get in the penalty box, it's a problem for them. I mentioned it 2 weeks ago. Sometimes they only just get Ferdinand in. On that occasion there was Asprilla, but it's not enough just getting 2 players in. And I think that's one of the reasons, Rob, why they don't score as many goals as Kevin Keegan would like.
Well, they'll pour plenty forward now as Rowland concedes the corner. Already taken, while Howie and Albert were still coming forward. Here's Beardsley. Beresford. Ginola. Ball in from Ginola to Beresford, and Dowie had done well there. Good defending. Bishop. Challenged by Asprilla. Asprilla is punished. Hughes.
If you compare the goals for column against that of Liverpool and Manchester United, the other two have scored more goals, and I think that's probably the reason, you know, why Kevin Keegan's invested so much in Asprilla, to try and improve his goals for column.
As the goals against column is on a par with Liverpool and currently the best in the Premiership. Not been overextended tonight. And that's allowed Howie and Albert to charge forward on regular occasions.
They do rely so much, of course, on Ferdinand. You know, he's got 25 this season, and after him there's Beardsley and Leon 8. When Ferdinand's not on song, which obviously is going through a patch where he can't score, it is a bit of a problem to them. You know, they've had so much to play tonight, there should be more than one go ahead.
Ginola taking two players with him wherever he goes. Looking for Ferdinand again. Reaper's header away. Beardsley was the player looking for the follow-up. And Bishop got himself out of trouble well. Dix. Reaper. On by Williamson, and how he got there and was caught by Dowie. Dowie's challenge on Steve Howie has left him in agony, and Asprilla is onside. Great chance for the second, and it is! Asprilla scores his first goal at St James's Park, and boy is he happy.
Well, it was a superb finish, but my first thoughts were he was offside. Let's just have a look. Well, it's touch and go. Perhaps Reaper was playing him onside. There's no question about the goal, though. That's a magnificent finish. Just waits for Seeley to come. Lovely little chip. Well, you have to say that Newcastle have got a lot to thank the foreigners for tonight. The two of them have come up front with two brilliant finishes.
Faustino Asprilla, whose previous goal was against Manchester City in that controversial 3-3 draw, brings some light relief to the Toon Army after West Ham had made a more controlled start to the second half. But Steve Howie, for whom the stretcher was brought on but is not now needed, is still limping off to get treatment. That was after that last challenge involving Ian Dowie. Steve Watson, though, is going to come on, and he replaces Warren Barton. Watson, who has been out injured with a broken toe. The match at Upton Park was the first of 3 that he missed. But he slots into defence now, as Asprilla brings a little more comfort for Newcastle with that second goal. Howie's back on the field as Newcastle prepare to defend against this West Ham free kick. Bishop in towards Ian Dowie, and Watson with his first touch. Asprilla. A little bit of pushing and shoving between he and Bilic. Bilic, player who is multilingual, communicates with Asprilla in Italian apparently. Here's Beresford. Chance of another surge on here, and it's blocked by Reaper from Ginola's run. The volume around St James's Park is immense. Newcastle supporters already sensing a return to the head of the Premiership. Free kick given against Beresford. Not too pleased about that, to put it mildly.
Well, Ferdinand's had chances in this game, Rob. Howie's had chances, but when it falls to this man, he makes it look so easy. Just waits for Seeley to advance, and coolly just chips it over the advancing Seeley. Great goal. That's the way to finish.
And that's
the way to celebrate.
Asprilla. Watson with a cross.
Well, that's the reason why Keegan's brought in. I mentioned only a few minutes ago, they're just a little bit down on the goals for tally. Asprilla has given that little bit extra now. It was a superb finish. Really at a time when West Ham were playing quite well.
Test of nerve as much as anything else when in that situation with the goalkeeper, but just waited for Seeley to commit.
Well, I'm sure with half an hour to go, West Ham would settle for 2-0.
Another touch from Asprilla to try and release Watson. Clearance by Bilic. Asprilla. It cannons off Dix for a Newcastle corner. After West Ham had made such a composed start to the second half, it's all fallen apart for them again. Ferdinand, he let it go, but it didn't reach Howie.
I don't think he intentionally went to leave it go, Rob. I think it was a bad touch. You could see one of his colleagues on the edge of the box waiting for a little pullback. He just mistimed it, or miskicked it, actually.
The thing that would probably crown this Newcastle performance now is if Ferdinand could get back in among the goals. Dimitrescu. Dix has made the run down the left channel. Gets it now from Williamson. Across, far too close to Cernicek. No trouble whatsoever for Newcastle. There may be problems again here for West Ham. Beardsley couldn't get it beyond Bishop, but Lee rescued it. Bishop, despite being grounded, did well, and a break on here for Dimitrescu, and Cernicek's committed. Hughes tries to chip the back-running goalkeeper, and he's back in time. Such was the defensive cover that Steve Howie was there just as insurance.
Well, Cernicek did well, but he had to be spot on. If he was a second late, he could have been sent off. I don't think the forward there for West Ham was too brave in the challenge with Cernicek, but he does excellent there and gets back to cover his goal really quickly.
Holding off the challenge of Shaka Hislop to maintain his place between the sticks for Newcastle, Pavel Cernicek. And he was sent off a couple of times, I seem to remember, last season for challenges like that when he raced from the box.
Was it Dimitrescu who pulled out the challenge there with Cernicek? I mean, he should have gone for it. It's a 50-50 challenge.
Beardsley.
If you remember against Spurs, Don Goodman went for a similar sort of challenge against Walker. 50-50 challenge, the ball ricocheted off him to the back of the net. Dimitrescu should have done the same on that occasion.
Beardsley lining it up for Ferdinand. Worth a try from Ferdinand, there was nothing to his left. FA Cup football coming up for you here on Sky Sports on Wednesday night. Join us from 7 o'clock for that quarter-final replay between Liverpool and Leeds United in our FA Cup special. And in the not-too-distant future, we'll be telling you how you can nominate your man of the match, so I hope you've got plenty of thoughts on that. Here's Watson. Asprilla. And Ferdinand is through, and the flag was a bit late. He is offside. He thought he was away.
Well, it's very tight, and he's not offside. It's a great ball from Asprilla. Great run from Ferdinand. It's not going for Les tonight. he'll look back on that, be very, very annoyed that the linesman put his flag up.
Asprilla. Ferdinand. Bishop covering. And Asprilla. Well, Dix really had to race across and cover rapidly there. To take responsibility on.
Well, he's furious, Dix, with the linesman, because he thought he was offside.
It's in from Ferdinand. The breakthrough has been made. Goal number 26 for the season. The corner just touched on by Asprilla. Newcastle 3-0 ahead.
Well, it's a little bit of head tennis here from Newcastle. Howie wins the first, but look at the little header from Asprilla. Asprilla knows exactly where Ferdinand is, could have headed for goal himself, unselfishly gives it to his partner. And Ferdinand be delighted with that. It's a great volley. No chance, Seeley.
A powerful and emphatic finish from Les Ferdinand to take him to the 26 total that matches his season's best. His last with Queen's Park Rangers. And still plenty of time for him this season to better it by quite some margin. Denied 3 times by Les Seeley in the opening exchanges. Ferdinand finally gets the goal he craved. And he's on again here, looking for Ginola's pass.
Well, Newcastle already scored 3, Rob. There's no reason why they can't go on to get 4 or 5. And this could prove to be a very significant result in the championship running, because obviously their goals for total will be greatly improved. Manchester United got the 6, of course, at Bolton, which made their goal average so much better. And the same thing could happen tonight. Apart from the 3 points, which obviously Newcastle are going to get, is how many goals they're going to score tonight.
The way the margin is at the moment, it's taken Newcastle on to plus 29, compared with Manchester United's plus 27. So this is a very useful result as it stands, and it may be extended still further. Beardsley. Dowie desperately tackling back. Well, it was Beardsley's challenge to prevent Dix making too much progress. Well, Lee really juggling with it, and it wouldn't land for him. Hughes. The threats that West Ham have provided have been pretty tame. Their task not made any easier by the first half dismissal of Steve Potts. And down to 10 men against the Newcastle side that's produced wave after wave of positive attacks. Their task really was thankless. And here's Ferdinand again. Clearance by Reaper, but Dix quickly under pressure. They're unhappy that the flag stayed down against Ferdinand once more.
Now, there are a lot of tight decisions, but I think on that occasion, Ferdinand was definitely onside.
Asprilla! Venomously hit. Seeley kept his eye on the flight path.
I thought for a moment it was going to be an embarrassing situation, this for Seeley, because the ball just bounces in front of him. Nasty ball for a keeper to take. Could possibly have gone over the top of him.
Hasn't lost it though, has he? Well, even Cernicek wants to do a Ginola now and show off his fancy footwork. There is Ginola. Howie. Howie's continued the run forward. This is Watson. Can they get past Dumitrescu? And it was over Steve Howie's head. But really no let-up for West Ham as Ginola gets it back in.
Fabulous cross out by Watson. Such a disappointment to him, of course, that he can't find a regular place in this team because he's an outstanding player. So versatile, plays in a number of positions, comfortable wherever he plays.
Well, we're asking you to nominate your man of the match, and you can do that now by giving us a ring on this number, 0891 111101. That's 0891 111101. You can call us now with your man of the match. Ferdinand away from Bilic. Here's Watson. Can he provide another of those awkward crosses to deal with? Beardsley. Aspria. Lee. Firmly struck by Rob Lee. It's Seeley, who's had such a busy night.
Does well, Seeley, because his positioning's so good and he handles it so cleanly.
Dix. Headed across the face of his own area by Watson. Albert's ball, this is Aspria. Ferdinand coming forward to try and support him. He emerged from the struggle with Reaper and now faces one with Dix. Flailing arms of Julian Dix. And the linesman was well placed to see it.
It's a strong challenge from Dix. Aspria wasn't too happy about it, nor was the linesman. Well, it's nothing intentional.
No further action was taken against Dix either. Ginola. Albert. Played over the top to Batty. Well, it's been so one-sided. West Ham have barely been able to get out of their own half. Here's Beardsley. He couldn't hold it. This is Aspria. And he tried to curl it in from the angle. Seeley may have been anticipating the cross and suddenly had to get back down to his left.
Well, that's either the 30th or the 31st attempted goal in this game. It's a brilliant initial save from Seeley. Gets up. I don't know what Aspria was trying to do here. Was he trying to beat him at the near post? If he was, Seeley was alert to it. Newcastle had some fabulous performances this season, but there couldn't have been a more one-sided game than this. They've totally dominated from the first minute.
Aspria's continued the run. He's clearly offside, though. Ferdinand held up as long as he could. Questions about whether Kevin Keegan had and balanced his side with the introductions at this late stage of the season of Asprilla and David Batty. But after the turnaround against Manchester United, things have gone well for them here tonight. In front of 36,500 plus.
Oh, you'll be delighted with this performance, but I think really, to be fair, the true test will come on Saturday. They go away to Arsenal. It will play a big part in the Championship run-in because they play against all three teams, Liverpool, Man United, starting on Saturday against Newcastle.
I think that's where the main question mark lies against Newcastle's run-in, the sort of tricky away games that they face. As well as Arsenal, they go to Nottingham Forest and Liverpool, that will be a crucial one, and Blackburn and Leeds. Sort of awesome form that they've been in here at St James's Park, Manchester United accepted, and even that night they played well. You wouldn't expect too many problems to be posed by the teams still to visit here. Here's Ginola. Asprilla and Lee are both calling for it. And Bilic with a rescuing header.
He took up a good position, Bilic. It's a great ball from Batty. Saw Ginola in space.
Here's Batty. Beardsley. Lee. Howie. And as Howie was a little uncertain with the header, West Ham are going to make two changes. They're bringing on the gloved figure of Darney, who made such an important start with that goal against Tottenham. Ian Bishop is coming off, as is former Spurs player Dumitrescu, and as well as Darney, Tim Breaker coming on in this double substitution made by the West Ham manager Harry Redknapp. Don't forget to call us for your Man of the Match nominations. 0891 111101. That's 0891 111101 for your Carling Premiership Man of the Match. Here's Hughes. Roland can't get his cross beyond Steve Watson. Beardsley. Chase on for Batty, Asprilla up ahead. Ferdinand making a run into the box, Batty's there as well. Here's Lee.
It's another good tackle there coming in from Bilic. He stuck to his task well, fighting a losing battle. But he's done well tonight, Bilic.
So West Ham backline that really has been overworked. And pressed back inside their own half again. Even the likes of Howie and Albert have spent more time in the West Ham half than their own. There's Albert. started it all off. Batty. Peter Beardsley. Ferdinand waits. Ginola hopes to deliver. And Watson's in there as well. Here's Ferdinand. This is Aspria. Ginola. Everyone except Cernacek inside the West Ham half. Aspria. Played out by Ferdinand to Aspria. Newcastle so patient. Bilic does his defensive duties against Beardsley admirably. But when they need defensive cover, Newcastle, Howie is there to provide it. Final whistle can't really come soon enough for West Ham. Down to 10 men, they really know they've been in the game tonight. Lee offside. Brings a little light relief.
Well, Lee makes a good run. I don't think he's offside. I think it's Reaper who steps out, tries to play him offside.
One or two of those questionable offsides hadn't occurred. Heaven knows what the score might have been. It was 10 years ago next month when West Ham beat Newcastle by 8-1 at Upton Park, and we could well have had a similar score here tonight with the sort of pressure that Newcastle have applied. Had Seeley not been in such good form, and his debut in goal for West Ham. Another powerful run forward from Philippe Albert, and another great challenge from Bilic. Ginola shot striking the defence and going behind for the corner.
Rob, as if Harry Redknapp hasn't got enough problems. That man in the picture there, Bilic, just went to the sideline and asked to come off.
Batty came in trying to drive that one through. But with West Ham already having made their two substitutions, their two outfield substitutions, Bilic is clearly in some trouble. He needs a new shin pad, and it's having to be provided by the home club in the sort of generosity of spirit that they can afford with a 3-0 lead.
I don't know about needing new shin pads, he needs a new pair of legs. The running that he's done tonight.
But despite the scoreline, he's filled an admirable role, really, hasn't he?
He's stuck to his task very well. Impossible situation for him and the rest of the team. They were under pressure when they were with 11 players. When they're down to 10, it's become impossible.
And they're down to 9 while he's off, but he's quickly back on, is Bilic. Williamson. Beresford covering against Tim Breaker's run.
It'd be interesting to see if he did go off, who would be the outfield player. Would it be Seeley or would it be Shilton?
Seeley has the advantage of youth, of course, at the age of 38.
I've seen Shilton play out.
A mere 46.
He prefers to play wide on the right.
Here's Aspria, he's inside Julian Dix. Bilic got another crucial touch there. Prevented the continuation of Aspria's run. Not over yet though, this is Ginola. And Ferdinand had straight offside. West Ham allowed to play on. Keegan getting a touch. Maybe he could come on. Here's Beresford. Ginola curling it in, Ferdinand! And a clearance by Julian Dix.
Good header that from Ferdinand. Did what Asprilla did before, headed it back across goal. On this occasion, he tried to find Robert Lee.
Watson. Bilic guarding again. It'll be the first time he's finished on the losing side for West Ham. As he goes in to close down Beardsley. Teasing run from Beardsley, no penalty given. Bilic standing right in front of Peter Beardsley when he went down. Here's Batty. Newcastle and West Ham have been shoulder to shoulder in some league contests in previous seasons. Relegated together in '89, promoted together in '93. But no doubt who's on top here tonight. Another flying header from Les Ferdinand.
Great driven ball from Asprilla. A good header from Ferdinand. I just heard a Newcastle supporter behind me saying to his mate, we're starting to dominate now.
Bad time, don't you think? Well, the tremors of this result will be felt not only in their dominance of this particular match, but of the league as a whole. Manchester United still will have played a match more at the end of this game. And if there was any doubt about the bottle or character of Newcastle after their unbeaten home record ended, then they've come up with the right solution here. The right sort of result, the right sort of performance to answer their critics who'd started to doubt their temperament for the title run-in. Beardsley's put Ferdinand through, and still Ferdinand.
Well, for the moment Beardsley played him, he never fancied Les to score on his left foot. He will score 75% of his goals with either his right foot or his head. He just never fancied him there on his left. If only he could have chipped it to the back post, Asprilla would have scored with ease.
Ginola. Newcastle have done their healthy league position no harm at all, and their goal difference has been improved radically as well. Ginola. This is Lee. Asprilla. Little drag back towards Ferdinand, and then Beardsley was coming in hoping to capitalise. Albert. Ginola. Rob Lee. Well, even at this late stage of the game, there's no respite at all for West Ham.
Well, some of the football Newcastle played there was quite delightful. The type of football that you normally only have the chance to play on a five-a-side pitch.
Some great exhibition stuff in the build-up. Rob Lee's finish. football afforded by the security of this lead and the comfort of knowing that they're heading back to the summit.
I don't know what the goal attempts record for is in a game, but we certainly can't be far off it tonight. We must be approaching some like 40 attempts now, I would think.
Beresford trying to latch onto that ball back from Ferdinand after again some great exhibition skills.
Brilliant skills again. Playing, keep it up, lovely little back flick. Ferdinand gets involved, a little lay-off on the volley. What a goal that would have been.
There's the answer to your query about how dominant Newcastle have been in this game.
Well, we're not going to get to 40, are we? Unless he
knows?
plays 5 minutes of injury time.
You never know. Might get another goal yet. This is Asprilla. And there's another attempt. Seeley punches it away. Here's Asprilla. To rescue Reaper from an own goal.
Well, this is one of the saves of the season. Absolutely magnificent save from Seeley. What a reflex action that is. Brilliant from Seeley.
Great alertness at such a late stage in the game. Here's Lee. And he's pulled it in again towards Ferdinand. 40th attempted goal that we reached there, and it came from a West Ham player towards his own goal.
Just a word about the ball in from Asprilla too. He actually picked out Watson at the near post. It's a brilliant pass.
The West Ham with 10 men and with the sort of pressure that Newcastle have applied will regard it as a creditable achievement to have emerged with only a 3-0 margin against them. May yet be more. Here's Ferdinand. Les Ferdinand. Well, Seeley's arms and legs have really been overworked this evening.
Well, I bet Les Seeley's delighted the referee's playing injury time.
Les Ferdinand crowning a fine performance from Newcastle that takes them back to the top of the Premiership. A lot of the questions that were asked of them after that defeat by Manchester United have been answered. Asprilla scores his first home goal here at St James's Park. Ferdinand rounded it all off with the third goal, his 26th of the season. After Philippe Albert had started it all off for Newcastle with his goal in the first half. It's a very different mood here tonight than it was a fortnight ago. The gloom has dispersed. Manchester United dropping points at the weekend. Newcastle hauling in the maximum number of points tonight and boosting their goal difference in the process. That goal difference might have been a lot better had it not been for Les Seeley, who kept out a variety of efforts. Couldn't keep out Philippe Albert's effort, though. That's what started it all off for Newcastle here this evening. West Ham's task wasn't made any easier by the loss of Steve Potts in the first half for 2 bookable offences. 2 challenges within 30 seconds on David Ginola, who really gave them the runaround. Les Seeley had such a busy debut in West Ham's goal. He can afford a little smile, even though the result hasn't gone his way. His boyhood dream of appearing in goal for his favourite club has been fulfilled. 30 is the number on his back, 3-0 is the scoreline against West Ham. But Newcastle United put in a truly awesome display. And with over 40 attempts on goal, it might have been a lot more than the 3 goals that breached West Ham's defence. Final score then at St James's Park as Newcastle go back to the top of the table. Newcastle 3, West Ham 0.
Yes, Newcastle, where they have been most of the season, back on top. That was their answer tonight. Keep those calls coming for man of the match. 0891 111101 is the number. 0891 111101. And we'll look back on that when we come back. To go, they suffered a hammer blow. Tonight, they bounced back. Newcastle United are back on top. They've beaten West Ham by 3 goals to 0. 40 attempts, 27 on target. That has to be a new record. 2 from West Ham, on target with both. Down to 10 men after about 20 minutes. That didn't make life any easier for them. Steve Potts, it was sent off, booked twice inside 28 seconds. Second meant that he had to go, of course. Action areas first half dominated by Newcastle. You'd expect that to be the same in the second. Ball in play
again.
And Aston Villa set up